guys can hear me. Good morning. How is everybody? What is today? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. We're going to get into some things today. Be sure to come in and like the video, all that great stuff. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me know that you guys can hear me without issue this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, y'all. What's up? What's up? We got a lot to talk about today. Share the video real quick, like, and then we'll get started. All right, perfect. What's up, y'all? What's going on, y'all? While we at it, be sure to follow me on social media. All right, be sure to follow me on the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook. You should be able to find me, girl. Okay, guys and girls, you should be able to find a kid. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? Come on in. Come on in. Boom. Boom. Hey. Hey. Okay. Okay. That is a hype beat. I think Facebook be acting funny when I play that audio for some reason. I don't know what that's about, but I'm learning. I'm learning the Facebook, okay? I'm learning the Facebook. We got a few things we're going to talk about today. So make sure you guys come in, like the video, all that stuff. Definitely follow me on social media. If you can, that would be great. Because one thing about YouTube, for some reason, like they don't send out my notifications. I don't know what's going on with the shadow band or anything like that. Like they just don't send out my notifications, girl. They be trying to flag videos and stuff. And it'd be crazy because it's like videos that they've already approved previously, or shall I say subject topics that they've already approved previously. Like, why are you flagging Beverly Hills Housewives? Like, that makes no sense, right? Or Potomac. Like, I've talked about that too much on the channel for that to even be a thing, you know. So I don't know what YouTube be having going on. Okay, so we'll ease into a few topics as we wait for more people to come into the room. Let me see who we got in the chat, honey. Good morning, Life of D, Shanta, Jazzy, No Filter Fine, Kimberly. Good morning, Arden D, Latressa, Andrea. Good morning, Feel Good. Feel Good. I haven't seen you over here in a while, it feels like, but good morning, honey. Good morning, Erica. Good morning, Rashonda. Dessa, what's up? Good morning, everyone. So happy I caught a live. Yes. Child, I caught a live. I can hear you. Hey, Jamie. Hey, honey. I'm trying to get back to going live. Y'all know I ain't been on it like I used to, child. But anyway, so let's see. I finally caught a live quick chat again. LOL. You keep missing them. It's all good though. Shout out to the playbacks. Um, let's see what else. What else we got? Okay, okay. Good morning, Lola. Omar, Maya, Laprice, Mrs. Edith. What's up? Good morning, Head Huncho, Sharon, Miracle. I believe this. I believe this, Phil. I believe this. I believe you don't be getting notifications, girl. Because you know YouTube, I don't understand it. They have been trying a few of us creators in the past few weeks, girl. Actually, I feel like it's been like the past month or two. They've really been trying the people. So I don't understand, but I do think, and I guess hope or whatever. Um, Everybody has their ups and downs on YouTube. That's just how it be. So hopefully she figures it out real soon. Because some people that may be up might be down later, and then the vice versa. Like it's just this whole, fluctuation type thing they be having going on. I don't know. Anyway, girl, but they can get it together instead of flagging shit that's already been cleared. Anyway, good morning, Talisha Voluptuous. What's up? What's up? Setting the reminders helps and works. I believe that. I believe that. Yeah, I think also following me on the other social media platforms will help as well. So then you will hopefully get a notification from those if you don't get one from YouTube to know that, I'm live or just uploaded a video or I got some stuff going on. Okay, so just definitely keep that in mind. I do have people that are a part of the Discord. I'll be changing the Discord soon. So I'll hopefully send that notification out before the end of the year. So if y'all wanted to join the Discord, you'll be able to do that. It will come at a cost. So I will let y'all know that ahead of time. It won't be a high price, girl, but just understand it's going to come at a cost and y'all will get access to that at a later time. Okay, so let's go ahead and ease into a few topics. All right, the first thing I want to talk about is P to the Valley. Y'all know a few weeks back, I think it was like a few weeks back, they did let us know that P Valley got renewed for it was either 2 or 3 more seasons. But what bothers me is that the creator says that it's gonna take a Mississippi minute before we're back on your screens again. But best believe it'll be worth it. So I'm just wondering, like, first of all, I hate that. I hate when you like really be into a show and then they be on some like, yeah, so we'll see y'all in 2 years, maybe 3 types. I have like, girl, ain't nobody living that long. Like, girl, we don't know when the rapture coming or whatever. Good, like, give me the shit by the end of the year or the top. Girl, the rapture may come before then. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, we don't know when people gonna get snatched up out of here. And I want to be a girl. Like, I be thinking about that. And I know that's not nice, but I mean, I'm just being honest, girl. I be thinking. I be like, man, I really hate it for the people that probably was expecting to see a particular show and then they were gone before they got a chance to find out what the ending was. Like, I don't know, I haven't passed. I don't know how that works, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they still get to see it afterwards. Like, I don't know, but it definitely crosses my mind. Like, damn, like, girl, like Martin said, ain't nobody living that long. Go ahead and drop the track, girl. Give it to us. Ain't nobody trying to wait. But I do wonder if it has something to do with Nikki Gilbert suing them. So I'm like, are y'all going to change? Well, it could be a few factors actually. It could be the lawsuit or the challenges that Miss Nikki Gilbert is bringing to them. Because she feel like they took her stuff or whatever. So maybe they have to rewrite some things. One of the head young ladies, the one that played, what was the light skinned lady name? Haley, because Haley name changed. Haley name changed so many times, but Haley, she done left the show. So I guess they probably gotta figure that part out, right? Whether they're gonna bring somebody else back. Or not, yeah, bring somebody in her place or whatever, or try to negotiate something to give her what she want to get her to come back. I also think it may have something to do with their actors booking other roles as well. So I'm sure they don't want to just be known as actors of P Valley all their life. They want to expand, okay? They want to ride out, the moment that they have, all the eyes being on them. So they want to expand, get out here and audition and secure stuff. And because, they probably didn't have a renewal. So with no renewal probably means no contract right now. They probably were able to go out and audition and book other roles. And then filming is likely going to take place probably throughout the entire year next year, which could be a reason as to why it's going to take so long for it to get back to us, right? But I just still feel a way about that. I really do. But I mean, girl, do what y'all gotta do. I want to blame Issa Rae. I love you, Issa. I love you down to the ground and all the way up to the sky. But good, when you had took that break with Insecure, when you took that break with Insecurity and came back like 2 years later, girl, the ladies feel like they could just do whatever it is they want to do. And I don't really like that. I don't like that. So I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna blame you. But really, before I can blame you, maybe I should just blame Game of Thrones. First of all, I've been getting into House of the Dragon. It is good. The last episode came on Sunday. I'm going to rewatch and I will be bringing that review to the people. Okay, so we could talk about that. All right, because it's good and understand that season 2 is definitely going to go down. When Game of Thrones, first of all, that last season, they just kind of like ended it. I kind of felt abruptly, like I think they didn't even give as many episodes as they normally do. I think the guy that wrote the book was just ready to be done with this portion and move on to some other stuff. But it took them a few years. I feel like it took them probably 3 years. I think Game of Thrones ended in 2018, was it? 1920. Of course, we had the pandemic, 21. They didn't start filming until like March of 2021. And they just dropped the actual show to us, August 2022. So with that being said, they also are going to, they, of course, girl, it's Game of Thrones, girl. They are renewed, period. House of the Dragon, they are renewed. So they're not going to start filming, according to the one of the executive producers of the show. He's saying that they're going to start shooting early 2023. And I said, excuse me, girl, y'all should have been filming right now. Like, what the hell do you mean you ain't gonna be filming until a few months later? A whole nother year. Ain't nobody living that long. Y'all should have been filming right now as we're watching the show. What's wrong with you? The books are already written. Ain't like y'all gotta do a whole lot of. Get your ass out here on set, film this and put it back out. I feel a way about it. Okay, because that means if y'all are not, because just like with 2021, they started filming in March of 2021, they didn't release it until 2022. That means when y'all film this in 2023, girl, y'all not gonna release this to us. Y'all not gonna release this to us until 2024, girl. Don't be like Sheree, baby. Okay, don't be like Sheree. If you say you're gonna get it to us in a timely fashion, girl, get it to me in a timely fashion. Stop playing with me. Cause the way y'all had my girl right there turn around, looking into the camera like she after y'all done clapped her baby. I'm not even gonna get into it here. We're gonna get into it somewhere else. But understand, I'm hot about it. And y'all got the audacity to have me waiting all my life. Girl, y'all, okay, all right, all right, okay. I ain't gonna complain. It's all right. I see what y'all want to do. It's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and move on. I just wanted to bring y'all those two shows that excuse me, have been renewed, but they're gonna be taking forever to get back to us. And I don't think this should be the standard. But do what y'all want to do, girl. If we still alive, girl, we'll be here. Okay? We will be here. Um I thought HBO was making up a storyline for Game of Thrones. They are done reenacting the books. I hope listen. Well, I can't say that's a lie because I've learned that this season they stuck to the books and then some things were different. Like I believe it was Sir Laenor, they said, actually passed away in the books, but this time on the show he didn't pass away. He just sailed off into Neverland, never to return again. So I mean, maybe so. Maybe they want to have more surprises versus people being able to go straight to the books and find out exactly what happened, But I mean, I kind of hope it's wrong, but we'll see. I'm gonna be tuned in whichever way they decide to take it, long as it's still good. Game of Thrones universe is way different. HBO said y'all gonna wait whether you like it or not. Now, listen, that is a fact. That's a fact. And one thing about it is that it's definitely going to be worth the wait. It always is. Girl, we waited 3 years? We waited 3 years. And what's crazy is that we waited 3 years after Game of Thrones ended. But before it ended, they already said they were going to do a prequel to Game of Thrones. They already said it was already approved, but I still feel a way like why y'all waited to film though. Then here's the other thing, and I'm gonna get off this Game of Thrones soapbox. Jon Snow was supposed to get his own spinoff. Where the hell is that? Where is that at? Jon Snow ain't gonna look like Jon Snow in a minute. We keep waiting on y'all. Like, where I want to see the fine Jon Snow. Don't be trying to bring him when he ain't looking hot, girl. Y'all need to hurry up, move a little quickly. It's enough people in the world for y'all to get folks on production to get this thing done right, honey. Anyway, especially since y'all film most of the inside of a studio, which is marvelous. Okay, I love seeing stuff like that. I follow this page on Instagram, and they show you how things look so realistic, but the whole time they're actually in a studio with green and blue screens and shit. Girl, I'm like, I just want to be on set. Just give me my chair in the corner, okay, with my blanket, piece of a heater, okay, not bothering nobody, and just let me watch. Let me watch. Let me watch like Celie was on the when that Celie on the Color Purple when Mister was looking for stuff and he was going back and forth trying to find shit, and she just sitting there and she like what she said. I think he was asking her some stuff and she was like, under the stove, over here, over there, but she just sitting there and just looking back and forth. That's me. I will definitely be Celie on set, just sitting there looking back and forth. What's that he was cooking? That definitely would be me, baby. Sitting up there just going back and forth like this is interesting. I would really I would love that. They should make that a thing. You know how like they used to have the TV shows like Fresh Prince, Martin, wish which I wish was still around today, which I think made shows that much more entertaining when you have the audience. Like you're not just performing for the camera, you're performing for the audience. You know what I'm saying? Yes, pressure, but I think it just hits different. I wish they had that today where you could just go in the studio, sit, and watch your favorite actors or whatever like act out for sitcoms or even movies. You know what I'm saying? Put me behind the glass. I ain't got to be directly in the studio, girl. Put me behind the glass, soundproof. Interrogation room style, girl. Just let me be up there up close and see what's going on. You feel me? Y'all need to get that together, Disney World. But anyway, because they'll be the first ones to do it, child. I don't know why Marvel hasn't created their own Marvel verse. As far as you got Disney World, and I think Marvel owned by Disney now. I want to say they are, but don't quote me. But you know how you have your Disney World and all of that. Like, why y'all ain't got y'all own Marvel park and just make a different rides and stuff out of the characters or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it together. And maybe they have that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it should be just like another little. I'm thinking, for lack of a better word, subsidiary of like Disney World slash or Disney World dash Marvel Park. No, I think it should be overall Marvel World, girl. I'm not coming here to Disney World. I'm coming to Marvel World. Let's go. But anyway, honey, let me hop off. I heard somebody say that they are filming for Jon Snow right now. That's awesome. That makes me excited. So I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. All right, y'all. So let's get into some not so well. It's not that it's not so great news. This is just terrible news. Okay. Leslie Jordan. Unfortunately, Leslie Jordan, an Emmy-winning actor, writer, and singer, best known for his roles in Will and Grace, American Horror Story, and Hearts of Fire, has died. I was so shook when I saw this. I was on the phone with my homegirl yesterday, and I said, "Oh, girl, I had a big old gasp. Like I was like, are you kidding me? Like he is like I love him. I love him. Like first of all, in all honesty, I did not know that he was an actor. I'll be real honest. I came across him, I believe it was on TikTok. I think that's how I came across him on TikTok. So I didn't even know he was an actor. I thought he was just a person that was on social media that rose to fame from being on social media. So I was unfamiliar that he was an actor because I've never really watched Will and Grace. Forgive me, I haven't. So I didn't know. But how I came across him was the video that he would do, and he will always pop up and say, "Well, shit, how y'all doing?" And I love that. And I used to literally walk around the house like, "Well, shit, how y'all doing?" Like that was my thing, baby. That was my thing. So I am just really sad to hear about his passing. They said he was 67 years old, which to me is still a bit young the way these 60-year-olds be bopping around, baby. So that's still kind of that's kind of young, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you look at people like Angela Bassett in their 60s giving it. So yeah, they said that Leslie was driving in Hollywood on Monday morning and he crashed. Ooh, babe, I can't. Ooh, He crashed into the side of a building. They said it was suspected that he suffered some sort of medical emergency. Okay. Now, with this medical emergency is very vague. We're not sure what exactly happened. I know for myself, what came into my mind was he having an asthma attack? Could he possibly have been having a heart attack? Could it have been, something completely different? Like, could it have been something going on with his brain or something? a stroke. Like I don't know what could have happened. I just man. That's just I just hate that so much, y'all. It's crazy. It's so many ways to pass away. It's like, dang. I just, ooh, I can't, because it's Monday morning. He could have been heading to set. He started his day off, like ready to go. And that morning, you're snatched up. Like, I hate that. It's just crazy. Mm, 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 mm. So definitely sending condolences out to his family. Rest in peace, Leslie Jordan. The people will definitely miss you for sure. For sure. The good thing though, that I think sometimes when people do pass away is the contributions that they still leave here on this earth for others to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So even when you're missing them, you can go back over to their page and just watch videos and check them out. And you know what I'm saying? So it's good that he left behind, some of his legacy for the people. I just really hate that, y'all. Right? That is so scary. It's extremely scary. He really didn't deserve that. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. It could have just been a peaceful pass away in your sleep. But girl, they say you never know the day nor the hour, and you don't know how, child. So again, rest in peace to Mr. Leslie Jordan. So sad. All right. I hate to say it, we're gonna probably be in the sad pocket for a second, guys. Please forgive me, okay? But the next person I want to talk about, not famous at all, but this guy here, his name is Nestor Oswaldo Hernandez. And they're saying, according to Dallas Morning News, that Nestor Hernandez was at the hospital for the birth of his child with his girlfriend, and Hernandez had just been released from prison on parole for aggravated robbery. Now, according to reports, shortly after his girlfriend gave birth, Hernandez began acting strangely and accused the mother of cheating. It's giving, say you don't want to be a dad without saying you don't want to be a daddy. Excuse me, to me. Now, they said he pulled out an item. And when I say item over here on this channel, y'all know what I'm talking about, girl. So he pulled out that POW and struck his girlfriend with it several times in her head. Wow. And this is all according to what the affidavit is saying. Okay. They said the girlfriend told police that he told her, "We are both going to die today. And whoever comes into this room is going to die with us." What? How do you sit up there and say that to somebody that just gave birth and just gave life to somebody? I just gave somebody life and you over here trying to take mine? Wait. Excuse me? I just gave life to our child and you're over here trying to take mine and yours? And even if that was the case that she cheated, why would you want to take they mama? What? Are you okay? You're not. Noted. They just said that you were dealing with aggravated robbery. You do have a criminal history, sir. All right. And you were out on parole. Wow. Too much going on there. Okay. Now, the affidavit alleges that Hernandez fatally popped the first victim when the person entered the room. Then the warrant alleges that Hernandez shot the second victim who looked into the room after the first pop was made. Okay, they said a Methodist Health Systems officer also heard the pop and took cover before popping Hernandez in the right leg. Now, they said all of this took place in the labor and delivery section of the hospital. What? Both victims passed away from their injuries. And the identities of the two victims haven't been released yet, but both are assumed to be nurses. Girl, I am sick about it. They did say that he was arrested on capital murder charges, and Hernandez already had a lengthy record, even wore an ankle monitor at the time of the shooting. Okay. So I want to believe the baby was out of the room, but I do have a news video that we're going to get into. So let's see what they have to say about this. It's not long. It's pretty short. So let me go ahead and give y'all a warning. You might want to go ahead and just cut your headphones down, cut your phone down, whatever, cut the speakers down just a little bit because I'm not sure how loud it's going to be. Okay, so let's check it out.
That the suspect charged in the deadly shooting at a Dallas hospital had permission to be there. 2 hospital workers were killed, and prison officials say Nestor Hernandez was at the hospital for the birth of his partner's child. He was on parole after being convicted of aggravated assault. The identity of the victims is not known yet.
Girl. So it was very short, didn't give a whole lot of details, but I pretty much read to y'all everything that we do know at this time. So it's very unfortunate. Like, what's going on with people? I know I did see a press conference kind of where one of the officers was just feeling like these ankle monitors and ain't doing for nobody. That it's just not, it's not doing anything. Some people cut theirs off so they can go and commit a crime. Some people just commit the crime while they have it on. And at the time that he was captured, he did have the ankle monitor on. So it's crazy. And I'm just trying to, but that's also interesting. Girl, it's crazy because it's like, in my head, I'm feeling conflicted because I feel like they should crack crack down on certain things when it comes to this. Maybe not allow people to go around certain folks, even though the harm was not brought to the woman, right? But at the same time, it sucks because I do feel like there are a lot of guys that are in prison for very, very small things, or in jail for very small things, may not have even committed a crime and waiting for whatever decision's gonna be made. So it's like, I would hate for them to make the laws and then it's gonna affect those that are likely innocent but found themselves in a bad situation. But I mean, girl, it's kind of what it is. Like, it's kind of is what it is. Like, y'all gotta do better with that, because y'all be and then this is the other thing for me, y'all. Y'all be they be letting these people out, and when they go and commit a crime, don't some of the families try to sue the city or sue whoever it is because that person should have been locked up, but then they came and they unalived a family member or violated a family? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure there are a ton of lawsuits that we may not hear about, and I'm just wondering how many people actually win if that is the case. Y'all gonna have to do something. Y'all have to crack down and get something together. That's just crazy to me. I don't know. Okay, if someone wants to commit a crime, listen, you right. Listen, ma'am, girl, you is a 1000% right about that, baby. They will, where there's a will, there is a way, and they will definitely find one for sure. Somebody says that's how backwards our system is. Innocent gets convicted. The ones who need to remain get out. Our criminal system has been in the dumps. I agree, really. I agree. And it'd be crazy when I see people with all these multiple offenses and they just be getting out back to back to back. I'd be like, girl, how are these people? How are you doing that? Do you know something in a loophole in the system that we don't know that you could keep getting out? It's like, are y'all letting them out so that they can continue to pose a threat to society? Which one is it? It's not necessarily adding up. It's a problem. It's a problem. I'm glad they caught him right at the hospital. Shout out to the officers, the hospital officers. You know, I know a lot of people just look at them like they just like some security guards or whatever like that, girl. But nah, he popped him, honey. He popped him. So he had to go ahead and you know, go back in. But you know, somebody said releasing folk for full prisons. Excuse me, Donna, ain't they supposed to be doing that at the top of the year? I believe they are. I believe at the top of the year they're supposed to be releasing a lot of people. I don't know. I don't know what crimes they committed, but I believe a lot of people are supposed to be. I could have sworn I saw that where a lot of these individuals are getting released early, like at the top of the year. Let me see. Prisoners being released 2023. Okay. Now, what's coming up is it looks like it's going to start in Illinois or something on January 1st, 2023. Illinois jails will turn many prisoners loose. Ooh, baby. And in Illinois, criminal justice reform law will do away with the cash bail system on January 1st, 2023, which means suspects charged with certain felonies, including second degree murder, um, aggravated battery, and arson, will be released without bail. So, how does that work for the people that's just been smoking a little bit of Mary J? How does that work for them? I mean, they just smoke a little something. Are y'all going to release them too? Because I didn't see their name. Or were y'all wanting to highlight the serious of the few, uh, um, on that list? Is that what y'all were doing in this article here? They're saying approximately 400 criminal defendants will be released back into your community. 400? You sure it's just 400? That's a lot of people, but still, are you sure it's just 400? Oh, child. Well, good luck. I hate it. All right, we're going to tap into another news story here, okay, before we move on to some other gossip topics, okay? I want to talk about Mr. Cameron Hogg, who's 31 years of age, and he's charged with murder in the death of a woman by the name of Asia Womack, okay? They said that her family said that Hogg unalived her after a heated pickup basketball game at a park in southern Dallas. Now, after the game, Hogg drove to another location to confront this young woman over the results of the game, because from my understanding, he ended up losing that game, right? So Hogg drove to another location to confront her and the results of the game and trash talk that had taken place during that game. Okay. So I guess that's what happens when people play basketball. Girl, it's given above the rim. Didn't something like that happen in above the rim, girl? But anyway, so yeah, you playing basketball, you talking trash, I got you, I'm a what, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what happens. It should never be that deep for you to go this far. They said Dallas police were called to this situation on October 3rd and found Womack suffering from those wounds on a sidewalk when they arrived. Okay, she was taken to the hospital where she later passed away, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and get into this news article. Okay, check your audio, girl.
Cameron Hogg is now charged with the murder of Asia Womack. Police say he lost a game of pickup basketball earlier in the day. Then there was some trash talk, and police say he was so mad about it, he found her and then murdered her without saying a word.
When I got that call, I was full of joy this morning. Hadn't had joy in a while. But with him being captured, I'm full of joy today.
Weeks after Andrea Womack's daughter, Asia Womack, was shot and killed, Dallas police arrested Cameron Hogg, the man they say murdered her over an argument following a game of pickup basketball in a South Dallas park.
He pull up to my house, pick her up, they ride together, eat food together, take his phone calls, give him money in jail, and you turn around and kill her.
Court documents say on October 3rd, after words were exchanged, Womack and a friend were sitting outside with a TV hooked up to watch football. Womack's friend told police Hogg drove his truck to where they were and got out angry. The witness told police Womack stood up, ready to confront Hogg again. But without saying a word, Hogg pointed a handgun and shot her twice in the chest. She fell, and while she was falling, he shot 2 more times and left. That witness later identified Hogg in a photo lineup.
It was really senseless for him to kill his friend over a basketball game. Even over words, so much as not the basketball game itself, but the words that were spoken after the game.
Hogg has a criminal history in Dallas County dating back more than a decade. The charges range from robbery to family violence and aggravated assault. For Womack's mother, she says she is still having a hard time coping with the fact that her daughter is no longer with her.
You won't have the love. It's not here anymore. He took our joy.
As we mentioned, Hogg is charged with murder. He's in the Dallas County Jail tonight, listed with no bond.
As he should be, listed with no motherfucking bond. How dumb can you possibly be? And that's crazy, because that's your friend. That's somebody that gave you money, somebody that hung out with you, somebody that looked out for you, all of that. So that makes me feel like for you to take it to that level, in all honesty, I just feel like you were a person that despised this young woman. Then the most of the friendship, I won't say the entire friendship, maybe there was genuine love in the beginning, but I feel like you got to a place where you really despised her. And it also made me think that was this something you were planning on doing anyway, but you were going to use the basketball situation as a setup and an excuse to get upset or something? Like, what's that about? I mean, was this a setup from the beginning? You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure this wasn't y'all first time playing basketball against each other. I'm sure it wasn't. And then the other question, I'm like, was y'all playing over money? And did you put up more money than what you was expecting and you ended up losing that bread? Like, what is the realty that's going on? And now you got to sit in prison for the rest of your life because one, you're not getting out. You ain't got no bond. I don't see them giving you one. And you're going to be found guilty. That's just what it is, baby. And you're going to be in there for the rest of your life. All because you chose to make such a dumbass decision. Because your male ego was so fractured that you had to come at this young woman because you got your ass beat in a basketball game. And although y'all friends, you know, or whatever, it's just no different than some of these raggedy dudes in these relationships with these women that be wanting to control them and feel like they want to put their hands on them or unalive them or whatever. Still the same weak as NIGGA. It's very sad. It's very sad. So just hope, baby, that you don't get, you know, unalived in the same fashion as she did when you get in there, because you're going to be with your boys, right? And you're going to be playing ball and stuff. And hopefully you won't talk too much trash, baby. You're probably not even interested in ball no more, but be careful, right? Because you may end up winning a game and then may turn around and get shanked. You know, who knows? But I really hate that. It's so dumb. I saw a guy on Facebook kind of make a post, and I'm mad that I don't think I saved it, but it was really interesting because he just pretty much talked about how um he made a dumb decision. I'm mad that I do not have that doggone post, but he basically was just talking about him making a wrong decision that ended up taking him. It was like he got a sentence of like maybe 10 years or something. I think he's going to be out on parole now. But yeah, he missed two of his kids' birthday. Like one of them, I think he missed the birth of one child that may be going on 10 or something like that, and then the other one he missed most of their life, and they gonna be damn near grown. You know what I'm saying? So he was just venting about that. Like, y'all need to make and then, girl, tell me why the pictures came from prison. So he did, you know, I don't think it was on his page. I think it was on his page. Somebody else reshared it on Facebook. But girl, first of all, how you get Facebook in prison? But that's just what they do, girl. They be having more privilege than the people out here, and y'all out here, y'all in there living for free. But at the same time, I was kind of looking at it like that prison looked filthy. Like I would not want to go there ever. It looked filthy. It looked disgusting. It looked like them old ass schools that people used to go to class. You know, like the old school buildings, like with the old raggedy windows, and they start rusting and stuff around the windows or whatever like that. Just them old school buildings. Like that's what it looked like. Like y'all ain't got no privacy, like nothing, like at all. But his message was clear and his message was true. Y'all be careful about the decisions that you make because it definitely can sit up there and change your overall life. You know what I'm saying? So it's very unfortunate, honey. Very, very unfortunate. I hate the young woman lost her life over something so stupid. Oh, girl. Well, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, if you're just now coming into the video, welcome. Be sure to hit the like button as you guys come on in. Okay, help your girl out just a little bit if YouTube not gonna do it. So I definitely appreciate it. All right, so let's see what we got over here for us to chat about. What is next on the list? Cardi B and Miss Madonna, honey. Madonna ended up taking to social media because I guess she wanted some credit for paving the way for a ton of modern artists to embrace their sexuality. But it kind of left a bad taste in Miss Cardi's mouth. You know what I'm saying? So this is what Madonna said. She says 30 years ago, I published a book called SEX. In addition to photos of me naked, there were photos of men kissing men, women kissing women, and me kissing everyone. I also wrote about my sexual fantasies and shared my point of view about sexuality in an ironic way. She says, I spent the next few years being interviewed by narrow-minded people who tried to shame me for empowering myself as a woman. I was called a whore, a witch, and a witch and the devil. She says, and now a Cardi B can sing about her WAP. Kim Kardashian can grace the cover of any magazine with her naked ass, and Miley Cyrus can come in like a wrecking ball. You're welcome, clown emoji. Now, at first, when I was reading it, I felt like I was following along, but by the end, I was like, "No, wait a minute, who is she calling BITs and a clown?" You know, I was like, "Is she talking to them or is she talking to the other folks?" So I wasn't necessarily sure. So when I see Cardi B going off, I was like, so she was talking to Cardi B now, right? I could see Cardi B getting offended, but I think that it's okay to see things both ways. It's okay to consider the fact that maybe that lady ain't talking about you, and maybe she's just talking about the industry itself, because honestly, the industry primarily ran by Caucasian males. You feel what I'm saying? And what's crazy is Madonna ended up putting up a video where she was talking to some guy, and he tried to say that it scared her. I think he was saying that it scared her, that she was so sexual or something. And I said, baby, sir, stop your bullshit today. Not that it scares you, but you probably be at home looking at porn anyway. Cut it out. You just saying that because she's so open with her. She open about the stuff that you over there doing in private. You feel what I'm saying? But some part of me, y'all, and y'all feel free to check accordingly. Okay, leave it in the comments or whatever. But some part of me was like, I hear you, Madonna. But then some part of me is like, girl, did you really pay the way for everybody for real? For real? You know what I'm saying? Maybe if people wasn't, I mean, they probably weren't even looking up to you like that, girl. Maybe it was some other for like, I don't know. How do I want to say this? I was just kind of thinking about our culture, and it's like, did you really pay the way for our culture? I'm not sure who it was before Little Kim, but it's like, as far as like you mentioning Cardi B in the rap sector, I feel like Kim was the most vulgar woman of them all. You know what I'm saying? I see somebody said Janet Jackson did it for us. Right. So I feel like she wanted a bit too much more credit. She should have mentioned somebody else instead of Cardi B, probably. But we still get her point at the end of the day at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all. So it was Janet that led the way on that. Somebody else said Millie Jackson, girl. Who is Millie? Is that the nickname that y'all gave her? Was that her name on what was it? Good Times? Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan always had them thighs out. Nina Simone. There was another woman, actually, I believe before Nina Simone and Josephine Baker. And this was on Facebook. It was swarming around. And this lady was literally singing a song about her PUSSY baby. And I was shooketh because I ain't know they were singing songs like that way back in the day. I'm talking about them old banjo type songs. Like this lady was up there singing about her cootie toi. I said, whoa. I ain't know they were getting it in like that back then. But some of y'all might know who I'm talking about. But yes, okay, so y'all still get my point though, right? It's like, did you really pave that for us? Or you know what I'm saying? For our particular culture, ma'am, and you want credit. But either way, you know, I understand it. I feel like a lot of these icons and these artists, I feel like a lot of them don't really get the credit that they should. I don't know why that is, but yeah. Now for Cardi B, she says that it really came down to the tone of how Miss Girl said it, you know, and she felt like Madonna could have made her point without being so rude as far as saying BITs and calling them clowns. This is what Cardi actually says. She says, I literally paid this woman homage so many times because I grew up listening to her. She can make her point without clowning emojis and getting slick out of the mouth. These icons really be these icons really become disappointments once you make it in the industry. That's why I keep to myself. Okay. This kind of sounds like something Lotto would say. But let's go ahead and keep going, okay? Because at some point, Cardi B and Madonna did have a talk. They did get on the phone and let Jason Lee tell it, girl. He was the one that ended up getting them on the phone. All right. He says on the phone with Madonna and Cardi, listening to both women share their perspectives on the communication going on, has brought in their love for each other. He says, love this or whatever, signed a fly on the wall. So then Cardi B says, I talked to Madonna. It was beautiful. Have a great day and drive safely, y'all. And then she also told Jason Lee, thank you. Okay, so the ladies have since resolved the issues. Cardi B just simply did not understand what she was saying. I think sometimes, Cardi, you might need to get a second or third opinion when people make posts. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might need to just get it like, what is this shade? Do you understand what she's saying? Because I'll do that sometimes. Like, girl, am I about to take this wrong? Or, okay. So that, okay. I appreciate that. Okay. Typically, for the most part, I try to see things both sides. But if I'm strongly feeling in one direction, yeah, I'll have to double check with somebody. I ask my man, like, baby, what the fuck? Can you check this? Because I already know. Let me know what you think. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, Cardi, I think you might need to do that sometimes. You know, because you'll jump off the porch and into some shit. And you've done that quite a few times, you know what I'm saying? But as you get older, you evolve. You're a mom, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Not saying that just because you're a mama, you ain't got to be with the shit at times. You just might want to go ahead and get you a second and third opinion before you immediately go to your emotions. But yes. I feel like that is true. Like, I feel like that's true, Cameron. Like, I don't get it. Like, they have so much. Which I guess when you got that much money, you can have time. Shit. They sitting on millions, literally swinging their damn legs. They be having too much time, too much of it. Too much. Okay. So as we speak on Cardi B and Madonna, all right, Miss Ra Ali decided that she was gonna make a post about that girl. And I'm kind of tickled a little bit. Because y'all know Ra Ali, former friend of Remy Ma until she went against her. And then therefore now being the close friend to Miss and bodyguard to Miss Nicki Minaj. I don't know if she really a bodyguard. I feel like people just be saying that. But she's a good friend of Nicki Minaj, right? So she also owns a blog called It's On Site, okay? And they made a post about Madonna and Cardi and said that Cardi was addressing everything but the rumor about Offset and Saweetie. Now y'all know that two of the Migos, all right, uncle and nephew, Quavo and Takeoff, went over to do an interview. I believe it was with the was it Drink Champs? No. I'm sorry, that was separate. Because they ended up saying that they'll choose a Nicki over Cardi or whatever, right? But in one of their songs, they Quavo is heard rapping that Saweetie wanted one of the bros, okay, and or at least he said, you wanted my dog. If you wanted the gang, that's all you had to say, right? Now, for me, I do not think that it's about Offset at all until he or Cardi. I need somebody else to confirm, but for me, I don't believe that. Lil Baby and Quavo had a song called My Dog. I believe that's what it was. That's my dog. That's my dog for sure. Whatever the song is, right? So when he said dog, I start thinking about Lil Baby. Not to mention that Lil Baby was caught out with a photo, or at least Miss Saweetie took a picture of her standing on that boy lap, and then she posted it. Well, girl, with some investigations, it looked like he wore that, people were able to line up the outfit because she was hiding his face, but the outfit was on him. Not to mention his baby mama, Jada, kind of came out and slick mentioned it. And then that's when Quavo got in the comments, and this was like last year sometime, and he said, oh, we could swap it out. Something like that. So for me, I don't think he's talking about Offset at all. I think he's talking about Lil Baby, but everybody wants it to be Offset. Now there would be some messy stuff if she was over there smashing Offset. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, not you don't went over there. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's gonna be a bunch of mess again. People gonna be calling Cardi to the front because your man out here cheating, girl, and then she would, just his family girl. So it's gonna be a lot of drama behind it. But I'm gonna wait to see how it plays out. But for me, I really think that it's about Lil Baby. But that's the rumor that Miss Ra Ali is talking about, right? So Cardi went over to her page, and I never thought Cardi would ever go over to It's On Site's page because I've never really seen her over there as much as they post, because I really think that they are the number one fans to Cardi. Cardi decides to hop over there in the comments and she says, "Why y'all deleting my stuff?" She says the rumor will be addressed on Offset album. Okay, she had already said it the first time, but they ended up, I guess, deleting it according to Miss Cardi, because Cardi always believes in somebody deleting her stuff, girl. All right. So that's when she came out and said that. Shortly after that, shortly after that, I believe Ra Ali may have addressed it or something like that. She came back and said, "Oh, well, Cardi said that it's going to be addressed on the next album." Well, Cardi also went over to Twitter to wear her out and said, "Baby Bop Ali keeps deleting my comment under her post. So flood this under there. The rumor will be addressed on Offset's album. But while we wait, let's address why your NIGGA G-Stacks was posting about that baby in your stomach that was his and not your husband's." Cardi, ma'am, no, ma'am. Now I'm here for you coming from Miss Ra Ali, baby, because Ra Ali loves, it's definitely giving Baby Bop, but she comment. I feel like she talk about you more than she talk about her best friend Nikki. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like she talking about you more than she talk about her best friend Nikki, girl. For real. But at the same time, I do feel like you didn't even have to say anything about the lady, baby. You could have just said, but let's talk about you cheating on your husband with XYZ. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the people gonna be on your head, talk like, "Girl, why you bringing up that lady, baby? Why you bringing up that lady, baby?" Da, 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 da. So all you had to do was just say, "Let's talk about why your side do G Stack, why you got a side named G Stacks, da, 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 knowing you got a husband, woo, woo, woo." You know, so you could have said, "Yeah, I'm bringing something about the lady, baby, girl." Lord. Cardi. Let's see. What's going on? Keon says, "Little Baby said it wasn't him last night." I don't know. I don't know if I believe that, because Jada Slick came out and said that it was him last year. So I don't know. I feel like when Offset addresses it on his song, he's probably gonna say the same thing. We don't know. We'll wait and see, because he may say that he did it, child. But for me, I want to hear that out of his mouth. But if he denies it, and you got Lil Baby denying it as well, then who lying? I need more information. What's up, Mims, honey? What's going on, boo? What's up? Not Cardi is what? Cardi is going to need high blood pressure pills with the way that she is going, baby. I cannot. Y'all are funny. But yes, guys, that's the latest deets when it comes to Miss Cardi B and what she got going on over there with Madonna and Ra Ali. All right. Now, meanwhile, let's go ahead and hop over real quick and talk about Miss Tasha K, Nicki Minaj, and Megan Thee Stallion. All right. So Tasha K pretty much got on Nicki Minaj's live, which Nicki allowed her to get on, right? And she insinuated that Megan destroyed a home that belonged to Tiana Taylor. Now, there is a blogger that's been calling Tasha K out saying that she was lying about this, talking about some, "Oh, you trying to get sued again?" I said, "Whoa, I don't think this one's that deep to go and sue again." You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, that's a lot, you know. But anyway, Tasha hopped on Nicki Minaj's live, and I got a chance to watch that, right? And first of all, Nicki, why you added this lady on the live when you seem like you didn't even want to be bothered with her in the first place? She was like, Nicki was funny as fuck on it. Girl, the way she was over there eating Funkmaster Flex, I said, yes, eat him up, because he's the ops. Like, he's just the op. He a op. But it's weird because you could tell that Nicki kind of got like a love and respect for him at the same time. But she was like, "You get on my motherfucking nerves. What you want? What do you want?" Hilarious. So when Natasha hopped on the live, Nikki was just kind of like, "Oh, hey, girl. I added you on, so I ain't want to be too rude, but what you got for me, honey? Kind of like I could leave you or take you, girl. It's either way, it's whatever with me. What's going on?" Tasha talk about something. "Oh, nothing, girl. Just talking about Megan this day." It's like, Natasha, out of all of the shit you done sat up there and probably talked about on your page, you gonna bring up Megan, girl. You is messy. She brings up Megan and the Tiana Taylor situation, but I think that she did it, in my opinion, to get a reaction out of Nikki, because a lot of people believe that Nikki and Megan don't like each other, or that there's some type of beef there. So I feel like she brought that up to Nikki in hopes of getting a response from Nikki. And so when she tried to move on from the conversation, she tried to ask Nikki about, like, what songs are you about to drop? What are you about to get? And then Nikki just looked at her and was like, wait, like, I don't, like, she's like, do y'all understand? Girl, I'm so confused. I'm lost. But I felt like Nikki was deflecting to not answer that question, because number one, it was given, girl, I don't tell you, you don't get the exclusives like that, right? You don't get exclusives from me, honey. You get information, but you don't get that. So don't be coming up here, girl, thinking you're gonna get some information from me on my live. What you want? Like, that's the energy it was given. And so Nikki asked her again, like, I'm confused, like, what are you talking about? And so that's when Tasha reiterated and she said more. But I'm just gonna go ahead and just play a quick little clip for y'all to hear exactly what the conversation was, and y'all just make sure that y'all check y'all audio.
Shit, we just talking about Megan. She done fucked up Tiana house. You know what I'm saying? Tiana had to sell that house. Remember all them damages to that house?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. Nah, so the house that Tiana Taylor sold. Megan was renting that house. And that's why her and EJ fell out. You know what I'm saying? That's just something we talked about on the live. They can come watch it. But what you got going on though? What new song you got coming out now?
Yo, am I confused? Is everybody else confused? Tasha, you said was talking about Tiana Taylor?
I was talking about Tiana Taylor on my live stream on YouTube. You had asked.
I know, but what did you say?
What I said, well, damn, I got to go through the commentary again. What I said was Tiana Taylor sold the house that she rented to Megan Thee Stallion. Okay. And so, of course, we're going to say allegedly, just in case some details are wrong. However, that was the same house that Tiana pretty much had to beg for money from, because Megan, the house got vandalized by her people from her showing the house off and stuff like that. So they messed up Tiana's, they messed up Tiana's front yard, backyard. You know what I'm saying? And that Megan rent the house and shit. It's a whole breakdown. So I ain't got the details in front of me, but it's on my live stream. So that's what we was talking about. We weren't talking about you tonight. You ain't break the internet.
Oh,
you break it every day.
Xavier Minaj,
you break it every day.
Abort the mission.
Messy boots. Real quick, I put them back up on the screen so I can get back to Mims super chat so y'all can see what he's talking about. Thank you so much, Mims, for the super chat. Rob Blacken, Cardi B, never gonna let that go. Thank you so much for the super chat. Listen, that's what they say. That's always been a rumor, but yet we've seen no video of what really happened between the ladies. Okay, because I've heard that it was Raw Ali that blackened the eye of Cardi, but then I'm also hearing security. But then I'm like, well, if Raw is security, it could have been Raw that put that knot upside that lady head. So it wasn't a blackened eye, but it was a knot upside that lady head. So I'm like, it could have been Raw, and I think that's right. But I ain't gonna let y'all say that about Cardi and Raw hitting Cardi as if we're not gonna talk about Raw getting drugged by Sky in the back of Black Ink Crew. So people be walking around like Mr. Mamas is bad, but you let Sky beat that ass. But anyway, girl, let's go ahead and scoot over. Let's get back to it. Okay, so y'all just saw the video. I don't know if y'all saw what I saw, but Nikki was not featuring. Like, she is funny as hell, bro. Like, she was not interested for real. Y'all saw when she asked her Y'all saw when she asked that woman, what you got going on? What you finna drop or whatever like that? And then Nikki looked to the side like, like I don't care what nobody say. I truly believe Nikki cool with her, but Nikki don't fuck with her like that for real. I really believe that. Okay, she free promo her live. She wanted she wanted more traction for that show, so Cardi can get her money. Child. I hated how she said house. She was definitely self promoting, and I don't think Nikki was feeling that. And I'm glad y'all highlighted that because that could have been exactly what it was that Nikki wasn't feeling. It's the self promotion. Ooh, baby. Ooh, Nikki is funny. The reaction was it was everything to me. But y'all know, so Miss Tasha K went on to say that Megan, you know, as y'all heard, was pretty much damaged Tiana Taylor's house, and it was bringing a lot of confusion to the people because y'all know that Megan just had her home burglarized, broken into, all of that while she was out, you know, doing tours and stuff. So a lot of people started to think that it was the home that Megan was in now, but Megan had moved out of that house like a year ago or so. So it's not the same home. So I'm like, so, but did she damage that old home though? Was there any damage that came to the old home and now she's selling it? Like, I'm confused. And if Tiana may have gotten paid for whatever damage that took place, like, why is it even that big of a, like, what are we doing here? Why is that an issue? Give me 1 second, y'all. We're back. And we're back. And we're back. And we're back. Okay. She wants to stay on Tasha Good side because Tasha will expose their conversations. Whoa. Whoa. Yikes. Okay. Gotcha. But yeah, so that's the latest news as far as Miss Tasha K coming for Megan. Megan ended up putting out a tweet saying weird is what it's giving. And I think Tasha K tried to kind of like combat that or whatnot. So I don't know if Megan was really calling Nikki weird, you know, for the conversation. But I feel like it was going more towards Cardi B. But Nikki did make sure to say abort, abort, abort the mission towards the very end of the conversation. If you caught the play on words, okay? Well, one thing the rap girls are gonna do is beef, all right? So there's that. Let's go ahead and move on in white folks news, okay? Looks like Tom Brady and this wife are having a very tough time. Y'all know Tom Brady is 45 years old, and they said that he's been showing signs of stress while his estranged supermodel wife, Miss Gizelle, baby, is over here living her best life, okay? Miss Ma'am is over here unstressed at all. I mean, he did look stressed. He did a press conference on last week saying that he's not retiring, and he really did look sick. So I'm like, what's going, like, are you sick from getting a divorce because you ain't got the support of your wife no more and your family about to be broken up? Like, what's going on? Or are you just that tired but you forcing yourself to go out here and perform? He mentioned that him going back into football to him is kind of like a deployment, he mentioned. But it was weird at the same time because he's like, he was just thinking about how when you get ready to go off for deployment, you got to get your mind right and stuff like that. And I'm like, but when you say deployment, it sounds to me, a lot of people get deployed and don't really want to go, but they got to follow the rules. See, you're at a place where you can retire. So is somebody else making you stay in the game? Because that's what it's given. Like, you had the opportunity to get millions of dollars on your own TV show, but you decided to go back to the field. So it's like, is it something that, like, do you really want to not retire? Or is somebody holding something against you and forcing you? Because I feel like the way the article was written and they tried to play on the whole, or he tried to play on the whole deployment thing. Like, yeah, it's just something I got to get ready for. I got to prepare myself to go out here and do. I'm like, nah, baby, that's not what that sounds like to me. That sounds like you don't want to go. And somebody is probably forcing you to go back to get out of retirement and go back into the NFL. What else are they saying? They're saying, as RadarOnline.com previously reported, Brady seemed off at his Tampa Bay Buccaneers game because they lost to the Steelers in Pittsburgh on October 16th. Baby, this man stressed out. Not you over here losing like this. Now, somebody said that I believe it was Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, he says that he didn't look like he wanted to be out there. At one point, he says, I looked down there and said, there's no way he's enjoying this. There's no way. It just didn't look fun for him. It just looked like a different Tom. Okay, they said Brady's life has certainly changed in the past couple of months as his marriage problems have gotten worse. And the NFL star once had a picture perfect marriage, and now it's coming to an end after 13 years. Miss Man was holding you down for 13 years. Well, all the time that I was loving you, you was busy loving yourself. Anyway, sources said the duo have hired Powerhouse divorce lawyers and are in the middle of negotiating a settlement. Okay. Now, the insider is saying that he's falling apart. It's not just her absence in the stands that he's missing, but her support at home. He seems kind of lost without her. During the game meltdown, Brady screamed, "You are so much better than the way you are effing playing," at his awesome offensive line. This is what he was yelling at the people. Okay. In September, the 45-year-old was forced to apologize after he threw not you over here throwing tablets in frustration for the second time that month. Not you over here having a temper tantrum, throwing stuff. Talk about some sorry for breaking the tablet. I think that's going to be another Twitter meme or something. Now, baby, let Antonio Brown or somebody else had done that. Baby, it would be all kind of foolery going on because they done broke a tablet. Girl, I ain't know some of Twitter memes. Sir, I ain't even know you had even threw no tablet. You out here throwing tablets and fits. Anyway, well, that's what you get. And I hate to say it, but I kind of feel like, good for Miss Gizelle. She looked good. Miss Ma'am still kind of young, just a piece of young. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, listen, if you ain't trying to do it, somebody else gonna be out here trying to do it and live their best life with my girl Gizelle. So get it together. And then you 45 years old. Let's get back into that. Sir, how much more longer? Like, what is the purpose of getting out of retirement? That's what I'm not. You 45. So are you trying to be you trying to break the Guinness World Record of the longest player in the NFL? Is that what you're going for? Are you trying to be in the history books like that too? I don't know. I don't condone it. I think you should get out while you're ahead. You hella rich. You played all your life. Like, you played so much. Like, I promise you're not missing anything. You got so much money that you literally, and then first of all, girl, you mean to tell me that I can sit back and chat and talk about sports and yell into a mic all day and make millions and millions of dollars? Yeah, that's what I'm going for. I'm gonna go for that. Excuse me? I'm going to go for that. Instead of sitting up here hurting my bones, cracking my bones. But I told y'all he gonna look just like Viserys by the time he done. And that's for the House of the Dragon people. He gonna look just like Viserys. Ain't gonna have half of his right face and ain't gonna have no motherfucking arm. But if that's what you want to do, let me tell you, Miss Gizelle said one thing about it, baby. I'm not Queen Alicent. I'm not Queen Alicent. I'm not gonna hang around for that. You ain't gonna be getting no milk of the poppy from me, baby. So, either way, honey. Good luck. This is what y'all do. This is what y'all do, honey. Let me scoot over. Let's scoot over, child. I hate it. Let's talk about somebody else. Let's get into Miss Kiki Wyatt. Hey, Kiki, girl. Now, Kiki did an episode of Uncensored. Okay, I believe it comes on TV One, but she did an episode of Uncensored, right? And y'all, I use this picture on purpose because my girl is pregnant. Because one thing about it, Kiki is never not pregnant. She's just not. She's never not. Kiki, she never not pregnant. Period. Okay, and she's saying that when she was a kid, she's always wanted a lot of children, right? She said that she wanted like 7 or 8 or 8 or 9 or something like that, and currently she has 11 children. I believe she only has 2 baby daddies. I do believe she only has 2 baby daddies. Not sure. Do not quote me. All right. But I do remember the last husband because she had a TV show with him. They got a divorce. She got a new man that she's married to now. And I believe they may have 2 children together, 2 or 3. And she's considering having 1 more. And I'm like, okay, well, if you want to round it off at 12, then you're free to do that. That's your body. Round it off. Just round it off at 12, but maybe make that your stopping point. But it's up to you. I mean, they say be fruitful and multiply, girl, and you definitely out here multiplying. One thing about it, when your kids get older, they will not be alone. And if you can afford to have this many children, then hey, you better than me. You know what I'm saying? Do you? I don't want to come down on her too much because there's so many women out here that wish that they could, give birth and stuff. And, they may be struggling, but Miss Ma'am is older than me and still out here pushing them out. Eggs working just fine. Okay. Do you? But I mean, I'm Kiki, I'm gonna say this. I'm not trying to be rude. But ma'am, if you just want to be a surrogate because you enjoy being pregnant, I mean, they got checks for that. Like, you could just do that and just get a whole lot of money. Like, I'm sure somebody would love that. You feel what I'm saying? Right. Really said kids cost more than money, though. On God, on the Lord. They do. They cost more than money for sure. What I will say is I kind of mentioned this earlier, and I'm like, this is the only thing that I think is like, I ain't gonna say the only thing, but I just want to highlight this. I think this is great. You have to get older at some point, right? So when you get older, I think about this because I only have one child. So I hope that I'm like my grandma and how my granny was, still walking around doing what they want to do. Whatever, my granny didn't pass, so she was 96. Nope, I'm lying. I think it was 98. I have to ask my mommy. It was 96. It was an even number. So I think it was either 96 or 98 years old when she passed away. But she was still able to move around, do what you want to do, whatever. Right. I pray that I'm like that. But there are a lot of people that's not as fortunate to where their children have to then become their caregivers. And I think the only blessing about her having so many children, should that ever happen, God forbid, she has the children that's going to be able to look out and take care of her and likely not have to put her in a doggone home because it's just too much for them to handle. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a blessing. And if anything were to happen to her, God forbid, you know what I'm saying? They have other siblings versus it just being one of them. You know what I'm saying? But girl, not cheaper by the dozen. Kiki and the dozen. Exactly. Girl, I'm surprised they ain't got their own show no more. But yeah, so I mean, like, I think that's good. That's good. And I think that it's also great for her to be the age. Matter of fact, let me see how old Kiki Wyatt is. I have to know this. Is she in her like mid-40s? Do they say? Girl, I know you fucking lying, girl. Girl, stop your shit. Girl, not they talking about Kiki is 40. Kiki, did you go in here and edit this in Wikipedia? Ma'am. Did Kiki, I need confirmation. Did Kiki go in here and edit this Wikipedia? Because they saying that this ma'am is 40 years old. I don't know why I thought Kiki was like in her mid-40s. But either way, she still look good. Miss Mama still out here carrying babies. And I ain't even mad at it. Do y'all think? I think that's great. This is kind of what I was mentioning last week. Like, as much as they make it seem like it's a problem for women to carry, there are a ton of women that's like Kiki who are still working, just fine. But yeah, so just praying for everybody. Hope you guys get what it is that you want out of life and out of your womb. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I'm seeing what you guys are saying. She had her first child when she was in her early, so she was like 18. Okay. Girl, I could have sworn Kiki was way older. Maybe because I just learned about Kiki when I was much younger. And I just thought that lady was like 8 to 10 years older than me or something. But wow, wowzers. My bad. Congratulations to Miss Kiki, girl. Do what you want to do. It's your thing. And you're going to do that anyway because that's just how you is. So good luck. Let's go ahead and move on, honey. Let's talk about Miss Kenya Moore, getting into some Real Housewives news. So, guys, make sure that you come in and you like the video, okay? Go ahead, come on in, help your girl out because YouTube be on some fugazi things at times. So definitely come in and hit that like button. I appreciate all of the support. Okay. Y'all know I like to feel the love, especially when you got over 300 people in the chat. Okay. Now, Miss Kenya Moore, this guy here, his name is Doc or Dak. I think it's DAK, Dak Prescott. And Kenya Moore and him ended up doing a commercial together. It was her, I think it was Teresa Giudice, and I believe it was another housewife, right? So they ended up doing this commercial together or whatever, and you could see a picture of her daughter, him, and Miss Kenya, whatever, and they look good together. So people start putting out this rumor that Kenya Moore is now dating this man. Well, according to Entertainment Tonight, that's not true. Miss Kenya Moore is not dating Dak Prescott. Keep in mind, this man is 29 years of age. Miss Kenya Moore is about 51 years old. Okay. And make no mistake, she still look good. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that's a problem or anything. A little bit. I'm not where it is. Because I don't even like when older men that age try and date a woman that's 30 years old. You know, I'm here for Kenya get her groove back. However, she got to get it back, though, girl. Get your groove back. But this ain't it. This ain't what y'all think this is. They are not dating at all. That woman said that she is still moving forward on trying to get this divorce from the man that she's with now. Okay. And she's not looking to bring no man down to her house anytime soon until she can get this situation rectified. Now, I feel conflicted. Because I want Kenya to get out there and live her best life because I do feel like Mark is holding her hostage. But at the same time, she is still a married woman. So it's like I kind of understand her wanting to respect that and not move forward. And you know what I'm saying? I respect that, but then some part of me is like, girl, man, go out here and get your boo. Go ahead, get you a boo. Stephanie said, Jamie, you definitely don't watch. I don't watch football, boo. I'm not even gonna cap. Girl, I'm not gonna put a cap on it nor helmet because I don't watch it. I'm not crazy about football like that. I used to be crazy about basketball, but football. Nah, y'all, I used to be a cheerleader and really didn't even know what the hell was going on. I used to just cheer. Let's go for sure because I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm just doing my thing. Let me go ahead and go. So I'm not a fan of football like that, but I don't mind being in the atmosphere. And that's just on that. You feel what I'm saying? Talking about some sack that quarterback attack. Girl, what's going on? Which one is the quarterback? Which one is who? Oh, okay. And we trying to sack him. So we trying to knock him to the ground. So we want to attack him is what we want to do. Noted. Okay. I mean, well, whatever they want to do on the field, I'm just gonna cheer for it. Let's go. Period. But you're right. You is right. But anyway, I just wanted to clear up that rumor that's being put out there about Miss Kenya Moore dating this young man, and that is not a fact. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to something else here. What else do we have? Because now we're getting into more housewives tea. Okay. So for the rest of this, it will be straight housewives tea. All right. Hold on one second. I want to talk about Miss Kim Zolciak. Honey, girl, this is not looking good for Miss Kim. It's just not. It's not looking good for her. So what the people are saying, all right, they're saying that Miss Kim Zolciak is set to lose her $2.6 million mansion in Georgia to foreclosure after Bravo canceled her show, Don't Be Tardy. Now at BravoCon, Andy tried to say that there's always room or something for Kim to return to the show. But then he also followed that statement up. He also followed that statement up with he says, I don't think Kim would want to come back or something like that. He said, I don't think that's something she would want. And when he said this, I'm like, that means Andy would prefer her not be on the show. And I feel like that because that was the same thing he was originally saying when it came down to Nene, right? Real Housewives of Atlanta. Not so much as Tardy for the Party because that's canceled. But I was talking to Relly, but Yeah, he said the same thing to Nene, like in the very, very beginning about Nene coming back to the show. He was like, I don't think Nene would want that. Like when he sat on it was on the reel. And remember that they were asking him questions about Nene, and he kept kind of like not directly answering the questions. He did the same exact thing with Kim Zolciak. So it kind of makes me think, like, are you not featuring her anymore? What's really going on? All right. Now they're saying that legal documents show that the star and her ex NFL star husband, not ex NFL star, I'm thinking ex-star, but of course he is an ex-NFL player. But anyway, so they're saying that her husband Croy failed to pay back. She and her husband failed to pay back the $300,000 loan after the show ended. So they took out a loan, $300,000 or whatever. They never paid it back. So now their home is preparing to be foreclosed on and is going to be up for sale if it isn't already. But here's the thing: this information dropped like a few weeks ago or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, where's the house for sale at this point? Whew. Yikes, Miss Kim. I hate that for her. Just a little bit, I do. And the reason why I say that is because I'm just thinking about Nene as well. It's like the times y'all spent hanging on Candy, y'all probably should have been getting like Candy because y'all was the big girls at one point with all of the coin. And then now these years later, it's just different. It's different financially, is what it sounds like. People can't afford to, blame some of the inflation, honey, but y'all really ain't got it like y'all used to have it. My, the world that we live in, honey. I keep thinking about Nene talking about some iCash Trump checks. Whoa. Okay. Yes, the Candy knew how to handle her money and budget for sure. For sure. Not with all that money she bragged about. Right. Correct. BIT. No, you didn't. Not can Big Papa help. Girl. I'm chuckling. I'm chuckling. Can Big Papa help? And Barry sing. Child, I wonder, is Big Papa still alive? Is that the question? Is he still amongst the people? Is he still here? Oh, baby, I feel like I need to push one of my lives back. Well, no, I'm away. Because I may end this in time. Because we are going to go live later today. We have to do Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'll talk a brief bit about Ready to Love. So at some point following this live, make sure y'all cut y'all notifications on so that you'll know when I go live for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I was supposed to do it yesterday. Some things came up, so we're going to do it on today, and then later today I'm going to get into the Real Housewives of Potomac, Married to Medicine as well. Okay, so make sure you guys cut your notifications on, click for a reminder on the lives and stuff, because YouTube not going to do it for you. All right, but anyway, girl, there's that on Miss Kim Zolciak and the foreclosure of her home. And yeah, so there's that. Either way, good luck. Let's go ahead and move on, because although I'm not getting into Real Housewives of Potomac, we are still going to get into Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, Miss Gizelle Bryant, Candiace Dillard, and Chris Bassett. All right, and now y'all know, if you've been watching the show, Miss Gizelle has put out accusations of feeling uncomfortable because Chris came into her hotel room, the hotel room that once she allowed him to come into. Although she knew that her hairstylist or whatever he is to her, Kyle or whatever his name is, had already left. Gizelle was trying to say on the previous episode of Real Housewives of Potomac that when she told the conversation to Kyle about Chris coming into her room, Kyle said that he didn't like that because Chris knew that he was gone and he waved at him once he left. So if Chris knew that you were gone, guess who knew that you were gone before Chris did? Gizelle. Gizelle knew that you were not in her room. She also knew that you were gone, but she still moved forward to allow this man to come into her room to have said conversation. Also, I feel like she deemed Chris to not be a threat, because even when she got into the room and she saw that nobody was there, she continued to have said conversation with him instead of saying, you know what, Chris, let's step out for a second, or whatever the case may be. So now she's putting this narrative out there as though it's weird because she's saying that he didn't do anything appropriate. He didn't say anything appropriate, but she felt uncomfortable by his actions. But you're the one that allowed him into the room. You know what I'm saying? So your actions were inappropriate as well for letting a married man come into your room. Whether he did say, "Hey, can we talk in your room real quick?" You could have said, "Well, we could just talk right here. Like, what's up? Just let's go down the hall real quick." It was so simple, you know, and I don't want to discredit your story or anything like that, but I do want to discredit your story because some part of me feel like you're lying. So I don't want to say I don't believe women when they say they feel uncomfortable, but Gizelle, yes, I don't believe you, dear. I don't. So anyway, Candiace took to Twitter, all right, to have quite a few things to say. All right. Now she says, season 8, I'm just going to start lying. I'm just going to start saying whatever fairy tale fallacies come to the top of my dome, since apparently that's what this show has come to. BITs are so devoid of lives that they will flat out lie to keep their check. Well, who's the other BIT? Because I wonder if it's Miss Mia, because there was some interaction on Twitter back and forth between Mia and Chris. Now, granted, I have not even watched Real Housewives of Potomac yet, so that could also be what it is. Maybe I'll see Mia may have some things to say in this particular episode, right? But let's keep going, okay? So Candiace goes on to say, word to the wise, when embarking on an egg freezing journey, don't do it while shooting a show with desperately poor, unfortunate souls who will cry SA for ratings. That's some of the hardest terrain I've ever climbed, realizing outside factors could derail my journey. So it seems like is that affecting her? Now, I know Candiace trying to get pregnant. She's going through the IVF process. I'm wondering if this is stressing her out, affecting her, you know, from, conceiving at this time. Very sad. Hopefully it still happens, because we saw in the previous episode, she was telling her sister how they were hoping to have a child by the end of the year. So you still got time. Still got time. We do know the reunion going to have to come up at some point, but you do have time. So we hope it works out. Okay. She says, even when I tried to let it go, I couldn't let it go. I'm never letting it go, especially after seeing the smirks and added hot sauce. It's foul and disgusting and hurtful and desperate and evil. And I can never forgive it. And I tried, really. I get that. Maybe in time you can get to that place. A lot of people say, well, they can't forgive, and then, time heals all. So we'll see. If you don't, we ain't gonna hold it against you. Some will, because they just don't like you like that. Okay, that's just what it is, girl. They're gonna hold everything against you because they just don't like you. But others probably won't. All right. So these are the things that Miss Candiace had to say over there on Twitter. Now her husband also went on to say some things too. Okay. And this was after he and Miss Mia had a exchange over there on the Twitter, because somebody has said anything that Miss Mia has to say is all lies. All right. So y'all don't need to be sitting up here believing that lady, because it's all lies. And then Mia responded and said, LOL. She said something like, I probably forgot anyway, or whatever. And so I'm trying to see what else could have been said when she said, LOL. I probably forgot anyway. I'm like, what you mean you probably forgot? So that basically sounds like you trying to insinuate that something did happen, or he is often doing things to make people feel uncomfortable and you just happen to forget. Like, that's kind of how it sounds to me. Okay. That's not cool. And that's exactly what Chris told her. He told her that's not cool. Not cool at all. All right. So Chris also says, I'm now fully convinced these women were bored as got nothing going on and just had to make up some bullshit. In no way do I believe production had anything to do with this. Just some miserable ass women on their own. Period. That's what it's given. And I hope that Robin is still staying on the side of the fence where she doesn't believe anything that Gizelle is saying anyway. So I definitely hope that she stays on that side of the fence, girl. So we'll see, girl. That's what's going on. Let me see what y'all comments is saying, girl, before we move on, honey. Like the focus needs to be on why Gizelle and Mia keep spreading these lies, baby. Because y'all know how Gizelle is. Gizelle does this Dr. Heavenly tactic where they attach themselves to what other people have going on and create issues so that they do not have their own personal lives up on the platform and up for discussion. And yeah. And that's just I just feel like she shouldn't be able to get away with it. I feel like when I think about Real Housewives of Atlanta, most of those women, all of their stories, like we know what's happening, and damn near everybody like it's always, you know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody shares, but Gizelle, we see her in more business of others than we see what's going on in her life and what's happening with her, and allowing that to be judged. Like I don't know. But there's that, honey. So let's move on. Still on Candiace. Candiace had a performance here in Atlanta. All right. And the ladies of Atlanta went out to a said performance, which was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? That was nice of them to show up. But what was not nice, if you ask me, what was not nice was, hold on one second. Okay. Hold on. I'm over here trying to do too many things. Okay. What was not nice was how they constantly show us what the hell is going on with Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, are y'all like, why do y'all be having these events and then be allowing all these public people to attend the events, but don't be sitting up there telling them, hey, we're gonna have to lock up y'all phones. Everybody gonna have to put their phone up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I've been to some productions and it's like you got to turn in your phone, whatever. So, like, I mean, turn in your phone. Like, why y'all be letting people leak everything? So, Candiace had a performance. The ladies of Real Housewives of Atlanta attended said performance. Drew Sidora got on the stage and actually ended up singing with Miss Candiace, and I thought that was nice of her to get up there and sing with Candiace. And from what it sounds like, she didn't oversing. You know what I'm saying? She didn't try to oversee because some people don't give a damn. Some people just they don't care about that. Let me see if I could show it to y'all real quick. Show y'all a little bit of something. Or at least let y'all hear it. That's what I do. I let y'all kind of hear what was being said. There we go, girl. That was a cute little snippet. A cute little snippet. The ladies up there singing. Miss Drew didn't oversing Miss Candiace. Some people get up there and oversing you, honey. They'll get up there and sing. I'm sorry. I see a few guys saying that it was a little low. My bad, girl. The video's low. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry that it was so low, honey. But you guys can go over to Instagram and go to Jay's reality blog, and you'll be able to check out that video there. Okay. What else do we have going on? Let's see. All right. Miss Gizelle Bryant. Now, hopefully you guys can hear this audio. We gonna see, honey. Let's see if y'all can hear this particular audio. Hold on one second. We're going to be talking about Miss Gizelle Bryant. She actually went over to Watch What Happens Live, and she touched on Monique Samuels and the confusion of her, saying that she separated versus Ashley going over there to BravoCon and saying that she separated or whatever. So she addresses that, but she also talks about Candiace Dillard. Okay, she touches on that particular situation with Candiace and her husband and everything. So we are going to check that audio out as well. So give me 1 second here. And let me know if you guys can hear it or if, I need to adjust it.
What is your reaction to all the news about Monique and Chris Samuels separating?
Not separating, and actually spilling the tea all on What Happens Live.
It's confusing because she did tell Ashley they're separated, but then when it came out
live and they said
that they're not separated, so it's very confusing. It's typical Monique. Yes.
All right.
What is
Not as typical Monique, girl. Now, I mean, listen. I do feel like Miss Monique does give people conflicting information. I must say, I mean, girl, it definitely has gotten very confusing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, when I go back and think about the little altercation that took place, girl, it was not in that YouTube that Miss Monique did. She also called out People Magazine and says that People Magazine, she feels like they pretty much don't like her or whatever. So she said they reached out to her person for a statement. The person did not the person said, "Oh, this isn't true," but then people told them that they were going to run the story anyway. People, they haven't retracted the story yet, even after Monique came out and said what she said. They have yet to, retract their statement, and it's still out there as though it's fact. So it is a bit confusing, but I've never known people to put out false information, and they typically always get exclusives from housewives. So I don't know. And then when, she kind of went on to speak on her and her husband being separated, I'm kind of like, I understand why people would think that, but then I do get what Monique is saying. Like, it's not like we're leaving each other. We're just trying to work on our marriage. So I definitely understand that. So I don't know. I ain't saying that lady, separate, because usually when you do hear separation, you think of divorce. And that's not what they're doing. They're not divorcing. They're just living in two different houses because they have that privilege, girl. Hey, go ahead. And they're trying to come back together. So, but then it was confusing again because she said, don't be mad at Ashley because Ashley wasn't wrong. She didn't lie. So I'm just like, you know what? Girl, you, I don't know, girl. I mean, y'all definitely kind of separated, but y'all not getting a divorce. But y'all very much so still married and committed. Like, I don't know. If Monique said they ain't separated, child, they ain't separated. We'll just let it. We'll ride with that. If they ain't, they ain't. You know what I'm saying? Now listen, you could have a point. It's giving promo for a new season. But see, here's the And see, what I was going to say to that was I was thinking to myself, like, well, how could it be promo for a new season if Ashley was asked the question at BravoCon? I think that's what led to more of this conversation. And Monique didn't get an invitation to BravoCon. But when I think about it, it does still make me think that you have a valid point, because it's like, duh, like we weren't invited to BravoCon, but we are filming. Our show is going to drop early next year at some point. So why not use this as an opportunity to get more eyes on us? Girl, they forever trying to combine the Real Housewives universe with the Love and Marriage trial. Go ahead, do that promo, girl. Borrow them fans, honey. So yeah, thanks Keon for clearing that up. Keon says that it's promo and they haven't filmed yet. They don't film until the top of the year. I thought they were currently filming, but that's probably what and thinking that they were going to drop at the top of the year, but that's probably what it is. They're not filming yet, but they will be soon. Thank you. All right. Okay. I do remember people saying that on the Ladies First panel now. Yes, they did. Maybe it's probably because they weren't at BravoCon. No. I thought I saw somebody else's comment. There we go. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Sorry. The story was out before they asked Ashley about it at BravoCon. Got you. Yes. Which kind of, I guess, does make sense. If they asked her about it, they must have knew about it. So yikes, girl. Either way, honey, a good luck. And let's go ahead and let's get into something else, okay? Gizelle Bryant explains why she waited for the cameras to be around to talk to Candiace about what allegedly happened with Chris back at the reunion. So let's listen to this.
question for you tonight. Tom AHS, and I'm sure you've been getting this all since last week. Okay. If Chris made you so uncomfortable at the reunion, why wait until cameras were rolling to talk to Candiace about it weeks later? And why hug Chris at Karen's party 3 times and make conversation with him?
It was just twice.
Okay.
But so I wasn't gonna say anything to Candiace.
Okay.
But then it was Ashley's DMs, and then he DMs me, and I just felt like, as her friend, you'd want to know that your husband is doing things that are making the ladies feel a little uncomfortable.
Gizelle, number one question for you tonight.
Okay. Let me listen to that.
This all since last week. If Chris made you so uncomfortable at the reunion, why wait until cameras were rolling to talk to Candiace about it weeks later? And why hug Chris at Karen's party 3 times and make conversation with him?
It was just twice.
Okay.
But so I wasn't gonna say anything to Candiace.
Okay.
But then it was Ashley's DMs, and then he DMs me, and I just felt like, as her friend, you'd want to know that your husband is doing things that are making the ladies feel a little uncomfortable.
Gizelle.
Okay, first of all, Gizelle, you're not this girl's friend, and we learned that on the damn reunion last year, and really started to see that way before then. So stop your damn lying and tell me something. As her friend, you would want to know that information. But what you did confirm, in my opinion, is when you heard what Ashley said, you use that as a moment for you to attach to somebody else's storyline so that you could continue to push that BS out so that nobody is coming over there talking about what you have going on. That's all that is. Just like when you told some of Robin's business, and Robin was like, "Why would you do that? You want us to start talking about yours?" You said, "Oh no, let's not talk about mine." No, no. So I mean, I just think you was out of line. Like that was just Ashley's isolated story. Her isolated story that she wanted to get clarity on. You didn't have to bring that mess up, especially when Chris posed no threat. He wasn't inappropriate. He didn't say anything inappropriate. Again, for me, it makes me think, were you already hot? Okay, on your own? Were you hot between your legs? Okay, because you had this man in your room where you slick turned on just a little bit and it made you feel that uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I just I can't agree with that. I don't like that. I don't like that, ma'am. You was wrong. You was wrong for that. Okay, but we'll see how this episode is going to go. We will, and we'll talk about it and discuss those things accordingly. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our last thing of the day. All right, and that is Andy Cohen coming out to apologize to Garcelle. Now, if y'all have not been watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it has been pretty good, I will say. This past episode, the reunion part 2, Garcelle, y'all know she wrote a book, and one of the cast members put her book in the trash. And so when they put this book in the trash, Andy asked her about it. And one of the other cast members confessed and said, I was the one that put it in the trash, right? So instead of them getting more clarity about the book being in the trash, the reasons why, X, Y, and Z, Andy decides to deflect the conversation and speak more so on the ladies putting the things that were in the trash and talk about recycling as if that was more important than us talking about the issues between the ladies. Right. So after he got drugged on social media for his actions, and if you're watching the reunion, you can see that Garcelle looked like she blatantly wanted to cry. She looked embarrassed. She looked sad. Like, we never address what I need to address. But when it comes to these ladies and their bullshit, we could sit on it all day. Right. OK, cool. So after he got drugged, he decided that he wanted to, apologize to her. So y'all go ahead, check your audio, check your headphones and stuff, and get into this.
I really need to sincerely apologize, not only for diverting the topic, but for not returning, even worse, to the serious conversation that was at hand. And, John, you and I have talked about this off air a lot. I have deep admiration for Garcelle. She and I had a really good, productive conversation last Thursday, and I should have been more in tune with her feelings. So I just wanted to say that because I've been logging in and I get it.
Yeah. Where are we in the reunion? We have 2 more or 1 more after this?
We have 1 more after this, and it's a doozy. Kathy Hilton comes, and
because I'm behind, so I have to catch up a little bit. So the last one, Kathy shows up.
Yes, Kathy shows up.
Next.
Yeah,
okay,
and she checks in. she checks in for work. She clocks in, Kathy.
Yes, Kathy, and you better clock in on the mother girls. I cannot wait until she eats Miss Lisa Rinna up, baby. I am so excited. I am just listen. Kathy typically acts the dingy and stuff like that, and I love Kathy. I'm always cackling, but when she goes, baby, I can't wait. I can't wait till she gets back to Miss Lisa Rinna and eat her up. But I appreciate Andy for apologizing. You know what I'm saying, to Miss Garcelle, for making her feel uncomfortable, because he was wrong with that. I feel like Andy don't typically apologize. So I think he really felt like he was wrong. But I don't know, child. He said when he was logging in, he would see the madness. So maybe he felt compelled. Or maybe he watched it back and saw what we saw and how we felt and decided, you know what? Let me try this again. Let me apologize to this woman, okay? But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna go back to this Candiace and Drew clip just so I could play the audio for y'all, because I knew y'all could not hear it and I realized what the issue was. So let me go ahead and just play that. Let me switch this over and let you guys get into that audio.
I'm gonna love me. I'm gonna love me all the way. Yeah. I'm gonna be right here. I'm gonna love me all the way. No matter what they may say, I'm gonna be right here. I'm gonna love me all the way. Hey,
Yeah. Give it up for Miss Drew Sidorio. I love you.
All right, y'all heard that Miss Drew hopped up there and she started singing with Miss Candiace or whatever. Okay, they did pretty good. They sounded really good. Y'all know, I think that Drew's voice is very powerful. I think she has some very powerful vocal cords. So I thought it was really nice of her to, kind of, get on the same tone and tune with Candiace, because some people don't care, girl. They'll hop up on that stage and out sing you real quick. You know what I'm saying? So that was cute. All right. So that's all that I have for you guys today at this particular time. I'll see you guys roughly in about an hour, where we'll talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, as I mentioned. We'll talk about a snippet of Ready to Love, and then later on today we'll get into more Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine. Thank you guys so much for joining. Be sure to like the video. If you are watching from a different platform and you're not on YouTube, please come over to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like the video, all that great jazz, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.